are Gathering of the Geeks, podcast and YouTube show built around the things we as geeks all love. Hashtag we gather on Sundays. Thank you for checking out the one with the announcement. I'm one of your hosts, Emmet, and I'm joined by the Ted Lasso and my coach Beard, Chris Evans. Chris, how are you?
Doing pretty good. How about you?
Doing well. Gathering of the Geeks is available on YouTube and wherever you get your podcasts. Just search Gathering of the Geeks and you will find us. What's up, everybody in the chats already? Lauren, Cookie, Eric, Zeddy. I think that's it so far. How's it going on this nice Sunday evening, afternoon for some? Yes, the Twigvolution and hashtag Doom Beats. I saw
We'll get to that in a second, but happy birthday to everybody. Wish Lauren a happy birthday if you haven't already.
100%.
Hashtag Doom Beats and other sinister things, by the way.
Hey, Phil, how's it going tonight? Yeah, Chris, we had a busy day. It was a busy week. I was thinking about it today, like everything that happened this week and everything that like new movies, TV shows, comics and everything. But then like news, like the Warner Brothers news, like every day it was something. It's like, and I asked my wife earlier when I was just getting ready to sit down, like, what did I watch this week? It felt like there was just so much. I couldn't keep track of it all.
Yeah, it's been an overload this week between, like I said, the news. Did the news even come out this week? Was that this week?
Didn't it start on? Well, we did the show with the V39 on Monday, didn't we?
Did we? I don't know. Everything feels like a blur this week. There was a lot of stuff, a lot of good stuff. I think.
Pretty sure we did the show with V39 on Monday.
Okay.
Yeah, we did on Monday. That's right.
I know I was listening to the newest episode. I was like, when did they record this? Oh, this is the day before.
On the Sunday, that's right.
Yes. Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, it was a good week though, other than some certain pieces of news, but there's a lot of stuff this week.
Did you see Bullet Train yet, Matt? Matthew Anderson's asking that in the comments. Do you want to see it? Did you get a chance?
I do want to see it, but I've been busy. I'm gonna try to see it tomorrow. I'm really behind on all movies in theaters. I just haven't had time to go.
Yeah, speaking of movies not in theaters, and it seemed like there was the conversation everywhere today and even yesterday was the Prey on Hulu. Yes. I know you got a chance to see that. What did you think? I saw it as well. So.
Oh, okay. I don't want to spoil it for anybody,
Yeah, but, grabs. Easy grabs. We won't.
No, we're not going to spoil it. I absolutely love Prey. I think Prey is up there with the first Predator film. And let's be honest, we're not talking like The Godfather here. It's not the finest cinema in the world, but it's so good. It really is. It's visually stunning, I think. It's very easy on the eyes. The lead actress, Amber Midthunder, I believe is her name. Mm-hmm. She was fantastic. The like atmosphere of it, really cool. I just have nothing but good things to say about Prey. Really, it's very, very good.
Yeah, I was surprised. Well, I guess I wasn't surprised because I really thought the trailers were really stood out. Mm-hmm. It's interesting that I'm seeing a lot of people are saying, "Oh, it's not." People like the first one more, and you mentioned that it's not The Godfather. Obviously, it's not, but it's interesting that like, what do you think about when you think of the first Predator? I think of how it's very much a movie of its time. Like Jesse the Body Ventura is in it, and like Carl Weathers is in it, where the stupid thing with, pushing too many pencils and, get to the chopper. And like, that's what that movie is to me. It's almost like a joke of itself at a certain point. And with Prey, I don't see that in any moment of the entire movie.
No. And to be honest, when I think of Predator, I think of a single line that really nobody pays attention to. It's the part where they're walking through the jungle and Arnold Schwarzenegger casually asks, "What's got Billy so spooked?"
Yeah.
I don't know why, but it gets me. It's just hilarious to me. I think it's his accent. But the first movie is very much a product of the time. It is an 80s movie, so it has that feel. It has that cast. Mm-hmm. It even has that kind of action. It's an 80s movie. Whereas Prey, of course, for all intents and purposes, is really the modern version of that movie.
Exactly, yeah.
And they're two different beasts, so it's kind of hard to compare them. I think, like, if you want to go one for one, but at the same time, I really think they are on par with each other. Like, Prey is really good, and also I think part of what makes Predator 1 so special is Arnold.
Yes.
You take him out of the equation, what is it? Whereas this one is kind of, I don't want to say it's the same because we don't know this actress, but she has such a presence on screen that I think you get the same reaction from it in a way.
Yeah, I'm with you. Like, I have nothing bad about it. There's some things that are a little wonky with it. I know some people are mentioning the special effects, the CGI, that kind of thing. Mm-hmm. I'm okay with that. I think it was actually, I'm going to steal one of your tweets, or a response to a tweet that you did, where you're becoming more lenient on special effects in movies.
Yeah.
At a certain point, like, there's only so much they can do. There's more to a movie than the special effects. In this movie specifically, that couldn't be more true. The special effects, like, aside from I think it's pretty much the animals that are the biggest thing. The bear,
that's mostly
the wolf, and the bunny. But like the predator itself, the alien, the creature, I thought looked great. For the special effects wise, I had a ton of fun with it. And I was surprised. Again, I said I was surprised, but I was surprised how much I did like it, even though I did like the trailers so much. I thought the kills were very good. I thought I liked how bloody it was. I liked the representation, the Comanche Nation, all of that stuff was really, really cool. The lore, and like you said, it's basically a retelling of the original movie, where the end scene is basically her just setting up traps and killing the predator alien, just like Arnold did in the first one.
Yes, and the way she did it is very similar, but I like the twist on it. Because you thought, like, I assumed, he's going to drown in the mud or something. Right. But then, I think we just spoiled something. Never mind. The point is, it's a cool movie. Watch it. It's better than the other ones. Better than at least the Predator, the Shane Black one.
Yeah, that was a horrible movie.
And to go back to the effects thing, I think that we're at a point now where you have to learn to excuse some things in films. It just is what 100%. It is. You can't have everything completely perfect. Like, I love Endgame. If we're going to talk special effects fest movies, I love Endgame. Not everything is pretty in that movie. You just got to say, okay, it's a thing, and we move on. Now, I do understand the opinion that some people it takes them out of the movie. I do understand that, but I just don't. It doesn't work like that for me. But I get it.
Yeah, it doesn't work for me. Work like that for me either. Like, Grabs makes a joke here. I love when aliens look realistic. Like, we have to tell ourselves these aren't real things, so we can't expect them to look real. This isn't real life.
You don't believe in aliens?
100% believe in aliens. I do believe in aliens.
What about Ujas?
What is that?
That is what the Predator is called. I learned that earlier.
Oh, did you? Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, just at a certain point, you have to realize that, like, they're making something. You have to make something. It's not just two people talking in a room. Like, and there's only so much work they can do. And all we've heard about, over the last, couple months, specifically when it comes to Marvel, there's all the VFX people are, hard at work, and they're undermanned and they're overworked, all that kind of stuff. So, I'll take it. The movie is more than special effects to me.
Yeah.
I'm so happy that I got to be able to watch this in my home as well. I know it would have been, I think it probably would have done really well in theaters as well for the grand populace. But I'm glad I could, watch it at night in my own home and enjoy it that way.
I like what Phil says here. Never make the perfect the enemy of the good.
You're too smart for me, Phil. Holy cow.
I like that a lot. And also, Grabs is correct. It's entertainment. It's meant to be entertainment, I like Eric's comment too. Very clever how they market it, because he was sold on seeing it before realizing it was a Predator film. Now that is a very cool thing, because I knew it was Predator going into it, but I hadn't watched the trailer, so I'm not sure what they were. But it's interesting that I guess they hit it enough to where it was a surprise. I think that's cool.
Yeah, I remember the first trailer. All I think you heard was the sound.
The clicking.
The clicking noise or whatever that is. Yeah, that's the only thing from that first trailer that they really even showed of the alien. So yeah, I like the way it was marketed, and I think I read today that the director said he wanted to name it Prey, much like Rogue One is a Star Wars story. This is a Predator story, but it has its own name, like Rogue One.
Maybe they shouldn't call them Predator stories.
I don't know. They're not. I hope they don't call them Predator stories.
I don't know if that's going to fly. Maybe.
I don't think it will either.
Cookie also liked the trailer. I don't remember seeing it, but maybe I did. Zeddy asked, has anyone checked out Sandman? I started the Sandman, and then the dog decided we needed to go outside every 3 minutes to check on the squirrels. So I will try it again later. Did you watch it, Emmett?
I'm doing that this week. That's one of the
Okay.
things I'm really gonna set out to watch. Yes.
There you go, Grabs. You got to check it out.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to be watching Predator 2 after this. So
that's the other thing. Like, and you mentioned Predator. I want to watch more of them now. I recently watched when I watched the Alien movie. So then I watched the Alien versus Predator one. So I don't need to watch those, and I don't think anybody needs to watch those. But I want to go back and that's true. People can like them. I do not like them. I want to go back and watch Predator 1 and 2. I just remember the second Predator being weird for some reason, just because Danny Glover was in it. I don't know, something about Danny Glover as an action star, aside from Lethal Weapon, just doesn't.
He's too old for that shit.
Yeah, indeed. So I need to wrap my head around that again. I think I watched it when I was obviously it came out a while ago. I was young when I watched it, and I think there was nudity in it. The people hung upside down with
I think it's very graphic. That's last time I saw was a child. I was a child too. I don't remember anything about it except Danny Glover and like the Predator on buildings, and I thought that was badass.
Yeah, that was so weird. I'm like, wait a second, they were in a forest last time, and Arnold was in mud and everything, and now they're jumping across rooftops, and Danny Glover, and
I live in a city now. The Predator's in a city. This is awesome. That's kind of that was my mind on it.
More relatable that way.
I want to relate to the thing. I can't pronounce the name. Yehuda or something.
When were they named? Do you remember?
Oh, I have no idea. I saw a thread about it of people complaining that it was actually one guy saying that the effects are bad because the Predator looks the way he does, or she does. I think I don't know which gender it is, but looks the way they do. And so then the thread was people calling them out, saying they're a species. They don't all look the same, and they had the name of them. So I was like, what is that word? And I Googled it. When you Google it, you see him. So there you go. Then. Yeah, you learn something every day.
I learn something new every day.
Mm-hmm. Predator 2 is a weird mix of a Predator sequel and a near parody of an 80s cop movie. So it's like Cuffs meets Predator. I'm in.
That sounds awesome. Yeah, let's do that.
Movie recommendation in here for everyone: Phone Booth. Early 2000s Joel Schumacher. If you love Colin Farrell, you'll love it. I agree with that.
Yeah, underrated Joel Schumacher movie too. I like that.
There's a precursor to the plot lines from Jurassic Park. Kind of.
So, Chris, what else did you get up to this week? What else did you watch, read, if anything?
Well, other than the usuals, Blackbird ended this week.
Mm-hmm.
If you guys have not checked that out, I know I've been raving about it for the last 6 weeks, or maybe less because they put 2 episodes at once. Either way, check out Blackbird. The finale was really satisfying. I think it's a true story. So, I mean, it's a good story. It's good. It's well acted, well written. Taron Egerton kills it. Like, I liked him in Rocket Man, but I think he really showed that he can do more in this miniseries. Mm-hmm. And Paul Walter Hauser is so creepy in certain scenes of this. I was actually uncomfortable watching it.
That's the bigger guy with a beard, right?
Yeah, he has. They're called burnt. Well, I thought they were called sideburns, but what he has are called burn sides.
Okay.
Yeah, Wolverine probably would like a word with him, but he's so creepy, and there's really times where it's uncomfortable to watch his performance. So I really recommend Blackbird. Plus, it's also one of Ray Liotta's final performances. So if you're a big Liotta fan, check that out.
Mm-hmm.
So it's, the thing about Titanic, I remember when it came out, I had family saying, why would we go see this movie? We know how it ends. And it's like, well, I guess that's true.
I was like Apollo 13. I didn't know it was a true story. So I remember going to school the next day and be like, it would have been better if they landed on the moon. It would have been a better story if they did that.
Well, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. Zeddy recommends 13 Lives also. Our friend Aaron Kajanto has been mentioning that too. I think we might need to watch that. But so I finished Blackbird, then the usuals, like What We Do in the Shadows, of course. Only Murders in the Building. What an episode.
Yeah, you want to talk about that a little bit? We haven't talked about, I think, the last couple episodes.
Let's talk about the one before this, because that way in case not everybody's had a chance to see it.
Okay, so you'll have to remind me what.
I was hoping you would remind me. It was the one with the glitter guy when they do the glitter bomb.
Was that the one with the game too, or was that is that the one?
No, the one after the game. This is the one where they found the matchbook and they realized it was a certain guy and they had the text.
Yeah, but the one with the glitter guy was last episode. The one before that one.
No, the reveal of the glitter guy was this last episode.
Maybe we shouldn't do it because
anyway,
I picking up 2 episodes ago in a show that I don't watch weekly. More or less, I watch sometimes 2 at one time.
Oh, you do? I didn't know that.
Hard. Yeah, sometimes I'll wait. Like recently, I watched the last episode 2 episodes ago one night, and then the very next night I watched the newest episode. So. Yeah, it's too hard to keep track sometimes.
I think that it hits Hulu at 11 o'clock. It's like at 11 or midnight here. So I usually watch them the Monday.
Mm-hmm.
And I wait for it like it's Obi-Wan or something. I love Only Murders in the Building,
I agree. Whenever I sit down and I need to watch something, it's one of the first things that I do think of that I need to get to. And specifically, the more it picks up, and I think there's 2 episodes left, maybe 3?
I don't know.
The story is really, it's really picking up with like actual intensity.
It is.
Actually the people are really getting hurt and, getting really serious. And aside from, all the comedy and all that kind of stuff, it's really picking up.
Are you surprised Amy Schumer has not been in it more?
Well, that's the thing. And like they showed her off in the trailers, which was fine. And she was one of the ones I'm like, okay, everyone hates Amy Schumer right now. So she's going to be the villain or the person who killed Bonnie or whatever, but that's pretty much it. And same with like aside from the episode with the game, Cara Delevingne hasn't been in it overly as much as I expected either. So maybe Schumer's gone. Maybe she was like Sting for this season. Yeah. I don't know.
That might have been it. Like they have a big celebrity each season moving into that. Yeah, maybe the next season will be
up into the penthouse. Yeah, that's right.
New celebrity next season, maybe.
Yeah,
but yeah, it is really picking up. The story is going at a quick pace now.
Mm-hmm.
I actually watched that before I watched What We Do in the Shadows this week because I had an episode of that lingering too, and I ended up watching that first.
Nice.
It takes importance, but I think that's about all I watched.
Did you get to? Obviously, well, you didn't mention it, but you were going to, and you did mention it to me that you were going to try and watch a little bit of Paper Girls. Did you get to any of that, or forgot about it? Okay,
I will check it out though.
Yeah, you should check it out. And it's interesting. The first thing I thought about was Interview with a Vampire. Knowing the core story about something, and then watching something that's adapted from that story, and how that affects the viewing of it. I was talking about this with Grabs. Like, if I didn't know what Paper Girls was, if I hadn't read the story, if I wasn't a huge fan of the story, I would have enjoyed the TV show so much more. Really? Because I'm just watching it. I'm like, it's like, because you're in your head as you're watching, you'd be like, oh, that's different. Oh, that's the same. Oh, that's different. Oh, that's the same. And it's just something that gets in your head where you're not enjoying it as much. You're not just absorbing the information. You're actually trying to find things that are different or the same. And it took me out of the show a little bit. Not that it was poorly made, poorly acted, because all of that stuff is true. But just when you know something about something that's being adapted, it's very hard for me now. I don't know. This was really the culmination or the light bulb that said, oh, this is harder than I thought it was going to be. So again, we've been talking about Interview with a Vampire. You have been saying, oh, I'm going to try and distance myself from it being the source material. But even me now, I'll be thinking about the movie as I'm watching the TV show. But like, oh, that's different. Oh, that's different. So I'm going to try very hard to not do this in the future. But it's something that was very hard for me to do in Paper Girls.
Well, Iraq has a great. This is true. It is tricky because when you know the source material so well, it's hard to turn that off, especially when, like in the case of Paper Girls, this is the first adaptation, so you're looking for things that you wanted to see.
Yep.
That makes it a little bit harder for me. Like I already have an adaptation, so I could watch that one if all else fails.
That makes sense.
Or even like the Munsters is another thing that we've been picking on. I could watch that. I got the old show if I need it. Yep. But then when it comes to like comic book things, Moon Knight, for example. Moon Knight took so many liberties from the comic.
Yes.
I mean, Aaron and I kept saying we're looking at this in a different way.
Yeah.
Because if we tried, I know for me, if I tried to say, well, this isn't like this is, I would hate the show.
Mm-hmm.
You just have to, I mean, it's part of it.
100%. And also another thing that I noticed, and something that happened recently, another Brian K. Vaughan, he was the writer of Paper Girls. Another one of his stories was adapted to TV show at the end of last year, Why the Last Man. His stories, I don't think translate as well to the screen as others or anything. Well, I won't compare it to anybody else, but they don't translate very well to the screen. Something about the stories and the mixture between straight emotion and human moments, and with fantastical aliens, robots, dinosaurs, time travel, all that stuff doesn't make a cohesive story on screen.
There's dinosaurs?
Much. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna check it out. I've been busy.
Yeah.
I was busy watching Prey or something. I don't know.
Yeah. So me and my wife watched that over a couple of days. It's interesting you mentioned Moon Knight, because that made me think as I finished watching Paper Girls, watching Moon Knight. One of the things as we were doing Moon Knighting, Aaron kept saying, "If there's a second season, if there's a second season." That is 100% same with the Paper Girls. If there's a second season, it won't be so bad. But if there's nothing, and this is the way the show ends, it's not a good ending. There's no sense of completion or satisfaction to the way I think that the story ends in the first season. So if there's a second season, yay, great. But if not, it's kind of upsetting that way.
But that brings up an interesting question. If we only get a season of a show and we don't can you judge a show just on one season, or does it have to have that second season? Because if it needs that second season to be good, is the first season any good to begin with?
Mm-hmm. It's true. Like this isn't a spoiler, but like there's 4 girls. They 2 of them are in 2 groups, and one goes time traveling in one place, and 2 go time traveling in another place. You find out what happens to 2 girls. You find out where they go. The other 2, you don't see them again. Like they go time traveling, you see the 2, and then that's the end of the show. There isn't another. They don't show what happened to the 2 other girls. So like if you don't know the story, you're literally sitting there going, where are they? Where'd they go? What's happened to them?
Well, I think that's probably to hook someone like me who doesn't know.
Sure, but if there's no second season, you're left with, okay. Well,
yeah, I'm left with I
don't know where they are. So the girls, all 4 of the girls, the actresses are all great. They're all newcomers. They're not known actresses. I think they all do a very, very good job. All of the acting all the way around is very good. The directing is good. The writing is really good. Just some of the stuff doesn't blend together as much as I wanted it to.
Grab says you have to judge a show with what it gives you. Even if the story isn't complete, you have to be entertained. And that's true even with movies, because we've seen it, in a lot of action movies and comic movies in general, where it's always kind of we're going to introduce this in the sequel instead of doing this now. And so you get that half, like Mortal Kombat is a good example of that. Mortal Kombat is half a movie. I enjoy it, but it is what it is. It's half a movie.
Yeah, there's no tournament.
Right, there's no tournament. Like, what was all this for?
Yeah.
So, yeah, Grabs is correct there. I agree with that.
I hope that they, if they still continue to make that second Mortal Kombat, that there is a tournament. That'll be exciting.
It's coming, I hope.
Oh, I know. I'm just like, who knows? WB.
Well, yeah. I'm hoping
one of the things they cut. Who knows?
I would think Mortal Kombat is a big enough franchise to do that, to keep it going, but we'll see.
Who knows?
Yeah, who knows? Todd Phillips knows.
Yeah. I think that was it for all the stuff that I watched this week. Did you read anything? Did you get to anything other than Moon Knight 14, which you can talk about, of course? But
I could, but I think we need to embrace the revolution first, because we're going to talk about it now. So the #Twigvolution, because that's the revolution, man. It's such a good book, and I'm going to spend every week convincing, or every month, I guess, whenever new shit comes out, to convince people to buy this book, because it is so much fun and it's cute. I don't like cute books, but I love this thing. And I like the character. Like, as soon as they release merch for him, I'm buying like a Funko Pop or whatever. Him and Splat are the dynamic duo. But really what I want to talk about with the issue is the start of it. It really pulls on your heartstrings Like I was legitimately sad in those first few pages because you don't know what's about to happen, and you think the worst is about to happen, and it's so sad. And then like you turn the page and it's it's different, and it just like kind of eases you back into it. I don't know.
Well, like after the first issue, I think I messaged you. I'm like, is something bad gonna happen? Like, is Twig gonna die or get maimed, or his friend is Splat gonna get eaten by some kind of weird monster? Like, what's the story here? And I was worried too. Like, Scotty Young, the writer, like he doesn't usually keep up with straight cuteness. There's usually something in his stories that are sad, or somebody dies or maims or anything. Yeah, something horrible happens, and like this little guy, like you said, he is a Funko Pop. He's literally a Funko Pop in the
He
story.
looks like he's made to be a toy.
Exactly, which is a weird thing. He's like a Disney character. But the world of Twig, the characters that you're running into,
The
specifically in the rock. What is it, like a mud monster or something in the fourth issue? Like that is so cool. The colors are really popping off the page. And you messaged, I think you messaged me before this fourth one came out. You say there's only 2 issues left, and I was like, oh no, I'm so sad not thinking that this is an ongoing series. It's like, oh, that's so upsetting.
It is very upsetting. I need more Twig. 2 issues is not going to be enough. Mm-hmm. Twig though is my pick of the week because I just love it. It's great. But also, we both read Batman this week.
Yeah, 126. Yep.
And what I'm liking about Batman is that it's clearly Batman. The Ram V detective book is like this too, but it's clearly Batman. But this writer is putting their spin on it. It's very clear.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And I like that a lot. I like that they're really trying to keep it in the Batman vein, but they're injecting their personality, which is cool. And the story is interesting too, but that ending, a little confused there.
Yeah, like, it's really confusing, especially if you don't know. Like if you hadn't read Grant Morrison, like you'd be like, what is going on here?
I had to Google it.
Yeah, okay.
I was familiar with a version of that, but not the one that I guess is being used.
Yeah, this isn't the real one, obviously.
Right.
Like Bruce goes into a case and pulls this one out. He doesn't.
Yeah, this is different.
Yeah,
it's very different. So we'll see where it goes.
Mm-hmm.
But I enjoyed that, and of course, Moon Knight. I mean, tremendous issue this week. It's one of the best McKay has written because he really hones in on the character stuff, and the character stuff is Moon Knight. That's really the meat of it, or impossible meat if you're vegan. So it's really a good issue, and he gets pretty deep into the psyche of Mark, which I liked a lot.
Well, let's talk a little bit more about that. So it's taken basically 14 issues. It was the end of issue 12, where 12. We realized, there's like it's interesting if you would have read Moon Knight without knowing who Moon Knight was. If and by the end of issue 12, you'd be like, who the heck are these people? Right. And then issue 13 kind of takes a break for a weird, strange reason. And then by issue 14, it really delves deep into the personalities and all that kind of stuff. So, it basically took 14 issues for Moon Knight, the Moon Knight story, to be Moon Knight, like to get Mark, Jake, and Steven all at once. Not that it's a bad thing. And like, as much as you've talked and you've raved about Moon Knight from Jed McKay, you haven't once mentioned to me, or that I've seen online, like, where's Jake? Where's Steven? Where's the Moon Knight character? Where's the feeling of Moon Knight? So it's interesting that it took 14 issues to get there, and it feels good to have the personalities and the way that Jed McKay is getting into it. And I wondered to you how much more they're going to keep them in. They're going to keep building off the personalities, or are they just going to drop it and go back to Mark being Mark?
I don't think he needs the personalities. I think that part of the reason he had him is because he's usually on his own most of the time. But in this book, they've spent the 14 issues building a world around him and like a support system with his therapist, with the vampire girl, soldier, just different characters. Even Tigra is there. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correct.
Yeah, Tigra or Tigra.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm tired. So they did a great job of establishing all that, so you don't really need the alters with them this time around.
Mm-hmm.
Now they do still serve purposes, of course. Like Steven makes the money, which is
Sure.
now gone. Jake is just there to kind of be a detective, but Mr. Knight takes care of that.
Mm-hmm.
So he doesn't really need him. But if they keep him around, I'm interested to see what McKay does with them.
Yeah, and I'm interested to see how they uses them. Like in this one, it's like I think it's where is Jake sitting? Is Jake sitting at the table?
He's sitting at a strip club,
and Steven's sitting at a table. I think.
Yeah,
or,
Steven's at a desk like in a high-rise business building.
Very interesting how they go back and forth
Mm-hmm.
with it. Like in the TV show, we saw mirror transitions. You know, him talking to himself that way.
Mm-hmm.
In this way, the way it was maneuvered was really smart way of doing it, I think.
What's also interesting visually is that Mark kept the mask on.
Mm-hmm.
Because Mark hates himself. It's interesting that he, even in his own head, he is Mr. Knight. He's Moon Knight.
Mm-hmm.
Mark does not exist. There's only
I like that. There is only Moon Knight.
There's only Zool and Moon Knight.
I wish there was only Zool. Did you read The Closet? I mentioned it earlier on Lauren's show. Did you get to number 3?
I read the first page, and then the dog decided to go watch squirrels again. So
okay.
with the wife and kid out of town, I'm stuck on dog duty, and I feel like I have no time to do anything. She's currently scratching the door. So.
Dog duty. I don't know if there was anything else that I read this week that caught my eye. I don't think so. Zeddy mentioned one a really cool Superman story, Space Age, from I think it's Mark Russell and Michael Allred. Really, really great story. Really great Superman story. If you haven't checked that one out, if you're humming and hawing or down on Superman stories, I think Superman Space Age is a great one to read and to jump onto. It's 3 issues, and they're oversized issues. I think they're 60 pages each. So I would definitely recommend picking that one up.
Have you read Superman Smashes the Klan?
Yes, it's outstanding. I think it's written by Gabe or Glenn Young.
Oh, I see your reply there.
Superman Smashes the Klan is outstanding. Aside from obvious reasons of Superman beating up Nazis, the story is even better. So yeah, I highly recommend that one as well.
It's interesting to me that we can get consistent quality Superman comics, but if we're looking at any other medium, he is nowhere to be found.
Well, and specifically now, like there's some of the better Superman stories there's been in the last little while. Obviously, with the Tom Taylor in the John run, Philip Kennedy Johnson doing the Warworld saga right now, Space Age. I don't know if there's any other ones that's going on right now. World's Finest from Dan Mora.
Oh yeah.
There's Wade. Lots of Superman in the comics. You're right. Lots to like about Superman in comics.
Especially if Dan Mora is drawing him. I mean, how do you not like that?
Yeah, people love that.
One of the best artists today. Dan Mora is a legend in the making.
All right, guys. So that's what we read, what we watched, what we got into this week. Chris, where do you want to go? Do you want to go announcement? Do you want to go poll? How do you want to swing it?
I forgot we had a poll.
Yeah, well, it's the one about the team ups.
Oh, that's a good one. Let's do that.
Team. Okay, so that one, it's from a couple weeks ago. So we wanted to keep it simple after we were kind of hungover from San Diego Comic-Con. We wanted to know who's your favorite comic book team. We kept it pretty simple with our choices. We had the Avengers, Justice League, and X-Men, and then other. Justice League won with 39%, but then X-Men was pretty close with 32%. But we had some really interesting comments. And some, I don't want to say off the board, but some, again, like I said, some interesting comments. Eric, who's in the comments, had Birds of Prey. Aaron had Task Force Z, which is interesting. DC Patrol went with Doom Patrol. Phil Walsh, he went with Suicide Squad. At Main Event Comics on Twitter went with the Fantastic Four. At Donovan Martin 5 had the Guardians of the Galaxy. Lee 04029818 had the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. which was something I didn't even think about when you did the poll.
Yeah, I guess I didn't think of them as a team. They're a family.
Yeah.
No, really.
Yeah,
I just didn't think of them. When I thought team, I like Justice League, X-Men characters, like not so much. I guess because they're always a team. Maybe that's what it is.
Yeah, it's not very often, aside from the last Ronin, that you'll get a single Ninja Turtle story.
I need to get that, but anyway.
I actually went to the first comic shop that I went to in a really long time a couple weeks ago, and the hardcover was there of that book. It's a beautiful looking hardcover. If you're interested in buying that one on physical, Chris, that's one definitely to pick up.
Maybe I don't know. I've gotten so used to digital. I know it's really nice. The one with the actual successful movie franchise came in dead last.
That's really interesting, isn't it? That the ones making all the $1 million on screen, people would rather a great Justice League and a great X-Men over a great Avengers, I guess.
I wonder if it's because we don't have those exactly. I mean, well, because the last X-Men movie was Dark Phoenix. A lot of people do not like it. I enjoy it, but I understand people don't. And then Justice League, Zack Snyder Justice League is amazing, but we don't have a current Justice League anymore. So. Whereas Avengers, it's coming, and you kind of have an idea of who could be on the team. Maybe that's what drove that decision, or people just don't like them.
Yeah. I think it's interesting about each character in the Avengers too. If you put them side by side, Superman versus Thor, Batman versus Iron Man, that kind of thing. For me, the Justice League outweighs the members of the Avengers on the whole for popularity of the characters for me. Yeah, I there's not a single Avengers character that I would pick over a Justice League character.
That's a good question. Yeah, Batman, of course, would be top for me. Nobody's beating Batman. I might switch out Aquaman for I'd switch out Aquaman for Captain America.
I was just gonna say that. Like Aquaman's the weak link on the Justice League for me.
He could go take a swim. I'd keep Diana, of course. I would like to get Scarlet Witch on the team somehow.
Yeah, that's the other thing. I assume we're talking about the core, like the core 5 or 6 of each of the teams. Right? We can make whatever team we want.
Yeah, Avengers is it's always different.
There's 30 members. You can just have whoever you want. Yeah.
I think it's just whoever answers their phone that day. That's basically how it works. Okay, we got 6. We're good. Don't call anybody else.
Yeah, don't call anybody else. You would have picked the X-Men in this poll, would you have?
Yeah, I would have picked X-Men. I mean, they are the best.
They are the best.
Has Lobo ever been part of the Justice League?
The Legion of Doom, maybe.
Well, you know what? We'll just throw him in there because, just like the Avengers, it's whoever answers their phone that day.
That's right. Lobo's out on his bike. He picks up the call.
Yeah, he doesn't need it. He's fine. He dropped it going through space. Yeah, I would have picked X-Men. It's because not only are they awesome, but in reality, they have so many different characters you can make as the X-Men team. Because it's not just the core 5 or 6 characters. There are so many characters. There's characters I don't even know. And that's they'll pop up in these this new run of X-Men. Who is this?
Yeah. That's exactly what I was thinking too, specifically with the Krakoa age happening, where there's seemed like there's even the comics itself, there's comics that are coming out with X-Men that I've never heard of. So
yeah, because there's just so many of them, and they're coming out of the woodwork at this point. Oh, Grabs meant Cyborg, not Lobo.
That's a big difference.
That's a big difference. No, I think I'd keep Cyborg.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Cyborg, his character. So
that's how easy I'll replace them. That's funny. There was an episode of Justice League where Lobo tried to replace Superman in the Justice League. Oh, okay.
That sounds like it'd be incredibly funny.
Yeah, I don't dislike Lobo, but I don't really like him either. I think he's got a cool look.
Yeah, for sure. There was a book that came out recently, Lobo and Crush. Or Crush is I don't know, I can't remember if it's his daughter or his cousin or something.
His daughter.
So that was pretty interesting. Specifically their look, badass Lobo is just like a hard metal rocker, got the big boots, long hair, and the badass motorcycle. There's another animated movie where Lobo was in it. I can't remember what it was called, and I just remember him.
Yes. I remember watching it.
Damn it, I can't remember what it's called though.
Was
I think
it
it might have been my
movie?
Yeah, with the Man of Tomorrow.
Was that what it was called? It was really good.
Maybe. Yeah, I remember it being good too. But
yeah, Parasite.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, the Man of Tomorrow. Then that's it.
That was good.
Yeah.
I don't even know that name if I have no clue who Lobo is. That's a good question too, Grab. How do you know the name? Man of Tomorrow. I like that a lot. I like the animation style. That animation style kind of carried over to the Long Halloween animated movie.
Okay.
Which I think is a masterpiece.
The movie or
both.
Oh yeah.
I really like the animated movie though.
Mm-hmm.
I think they did a great job.
I've not seen it.
You haven't seen
many of I haven't seen many of the animated ones, like what is the Batman and Harley Quinn one, or
that was one of the worst things I've ever sat through.
I didn't see the Killing Joke one. I don't even know what the last one I saw was. Probably the Man of Tomorrow, if that was the most recent one. Like I've got the Dark Knight Returns. I've got Year One. I've got Red Hood.
Do you see Mask of the Phantasm?
Yeah, I've seen that one. Yep.
Batman Beyond Return of the Joker. I asked that because I feel like I could feel Zeddy's eyes from Chicago.
I watched that one a long time ago. I don't remember much of it. Yeah, maybe it's just the newer ones, like the new weird ones where they just decided that they change a whole bunch of things from the stories.
I didn't like any of the new 52 movies, really. I liked the first one. I think it was called Doom, and I liked the final one. But everything else in that universe could have did without completely.
Yeah, there was another one with I can't remember what it is. The Batman and Robin one. Oh, Son of Batman. I've got that one. That one.
Do you like it?
I don't remember.
Oh, okay.
I don't even know what story it really is. I see Deathstroke on the back.
Oh, is it Deathstroke one?
Yeah, Deathstroke on the back.
Okay, I know one of them tried to adapt Court of Owls. I forgot which one it is. Okay, Eric brought it up. I wasn't going to, but Eric brought it up. Have you seen Batman Ninja?
No, and I think I want to just because how ridiculous and crazy it looks.
I absolutely hate Batman. I think it is one of the worst Batman anythings I've ever sat through.
Oh my God, really?
Yes. Eric knew what he was doing just now. It's bad.
Is it on purpose bad? Because I see it. No.
No, I think it's meant to be taken at face value. I think.
Really? Okay.
If you ever want to waste 70 minutes,
maybe I will.
If you do, I'll do it too, and we'll talk about it.
Yeah, there we go. Just because.
Yeah, I'll do it. I'll sit through it again. Yeah, that was a good one too. Batman TMNT. I really like that.
I didn't see those. The comic books are really good. I'm really big fan of those ones. Written by our good buddy James Tanning.
After reading, I was like, okay, Tanning's going to kill the main title.
That's right. That's probably why he got the job too, because of how well he wrote those characters in there.
Beverly Hills Ninja is 1,000 times better, and I would have given Farley the Oscar and Chris Rock supporting instead of watching Batman Ninja. But I watched it again for podcast purposes.
Beverly Hills Ninja is such an underrated Chris Farley movie. Often forgotten, I think.
Tommy Boy gets all the love.
Yeah, 100%.
Well, it's Tommy Boy.
Yeah, of course, it's great, but Beverly Hills Ninja, really good stuff.
Gotham by Gaslight was really good too.
Didn't see that one either. I haven't read the book as well.
I haven't either, but I've heard just like Under the Red Hood, the movie of the adaptation of Gotham by Gaslight fixes the ending. That makes it better. So.
Does it? If it keeps the art style, or is the new age art style?
No, it doesn't keep it doesn't have the new 52 art style, but it is a different art style.
What do you think about that? Do you think that for any of those animated movies, they should keep the art style from the book, or should they update it?
I think it's too hard to keep from the book because you look at something like Killing Joke. Oh, well, you haven't seen it, but they tried and it didn't look right.
Okay.
And something like Long Halloween, at first I wanted them to mimic the Tim Sale art.
Yeah.
But I'm glad they didn't after watching because I like what they did. You just can't mimic these artists. I don't think it's a good idea.
Yeah, I wonder how you would do it too. do like screen copies of it, and I wonder if it would look like, and some of it will look dated as well, specifically if you're looking at Long Halloween. Or like the colors are more muted. Like
that's what they were.
You don't want. Okay, interesting.
Yeah, the Killing Joke is very muted, and they try to get Boland's designs, but it just doesn't work. Also, that movie's just weird anyway.
Is that the one where Batman sleeps with Batgirl?
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah. Okay.
Any Lemire book would look like a Charlie Brown show. Okay, I forgot this. Yeah, Year One tried to keep it, but I like Year One. I like the way it looks.
I think I think they did it in the right way, and I think much like I was saying about the Year One comic, or about the comics, the Long Halloween looking more muted, and how it wouldn't transfer to screen. I think they updated the coloring a little bit for Year One to make it look more modern overall.
I like color updates, but I think it's just too hard overall. And plus, I think a lot of these guys who do these movies want to do their own thing. Like if I were going to do an animated Batman, I want to draw my own Batman, which would honestly just be Dan Morris, but still. That's my take.
That's your take. We don't have a poll up on the account yet this week, and we didn't have one last week either.
Science is kind of taking a break.
Science took a break Sunday, Monday, and all week. We'll have one this week. I can feel it though, Chris. I believe in you.
Oh, okay. Where's my sign?
Get it?
There we go.
Upside down.
Is it? Oh,
yeah. I've been seeing more talk about Ted Lasso online lately. I think there was an interview with Nate's character I saw online, and I think I saw something about the writers talking about it a little bit more. So I feel like we're building steam. We're getting closer and closer to season 3.
It's film, so I don't know where it's at.
Yeah.
And I miss Ted. Roy, the actor who plays Roy, I think is in Thor too.
Is that the one where we can talk. I think, yeah. Well, you haven't seen it yet? You didn't see Love and Thunder yet?
No, I haven't seen it.
Yeah, he shows up in one of the end credit scenes, I think.
Okay.
As someone. I know who, but if you don't want me to say, I don't have to say.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay. I thought he was like in the movie proper, but
nope. Sorry.
Well, he's okay, that's fine. He's doing that, and I would hope that it's coming soon. I don't know what else Apple has to do right now, or has on there.
Yeah, well, maybe the Blackbird was on Apple, wasn't it?
Yeah, Blackbird was on there. That's on there. They just premiered that show, Surface. Eric might be right. Okay, that's a technical file. There we go. Yeah, maybe they're just getting ready to put on. I kind of want to watch that Surface show though.
What's that one?
I have no idea. I just saw a trailer. It looks like someone dies, and it's where they end up. I could be totally off, though.
That sounds interesting. I believe it that you could be totally off, but that premise sounds good. I often think about what happens after you die. So if a TV show will tell me, I look forward to it.
It might. And I think it would be the end of the world if Ted Lasso was canceled.
I was going to say you're playing it pretty low key there, Grabs, but like we would be literally sad if
I would
the
be kind of devastated.
And I assume that it's going to end after. Isn't season 3 the final season?
Yeah, season 3 is the final season. I think that's why it's taken so long. They're putting effort into it, or more than usual.
I hope so. That would be good.
Grab's comment just reminded me of something though, and I just want to circle back. I rewatched Last Night in Soho the other night. Have you seen this yet?
No, I want to, but I feel like I have to be in the right frame of mind to watch it. I feel like it's a little edgier than I'm ready for.
Do you know what it is?
No, not really. I know Anna Taylor-Joy going through some weird shit.
Okay, we'll leave it at that.
Okay.
It's one of those movies, the less you know about it going in, the better.
Okay, all I know is from the trailers. So
yeah, the trailers I don't think show much, but it's really good. I like it a lot. It's pretty good. But Grab's comment won't be the end of the world because there's a song with that lyric in there. So, just triggered. Anyway, that's it. Nothing.
Anyway. Okay, let's announce some things, Chris, and maybe we can promote the thing we got coming up in a little while too with Elves, Hobbits, and Potatoes. But if you want, let's do an announcement. You want me to do it? You want to do it?
You can do it. I didn't make anything fancy this time.
Well, I know I didn't expect you to do that, and you have no reason to do it. Okay, so guys, we're doing a giveaway. It's our first one. It's available for anyone in the United States and in Canada. After this show, we will be sending out a tweet. And you have to be following us. You have to like the tweet, and you have to retweet the tweet. Is that all the parameters, Chris?
Comment.
Like, retweet, and comment. Oh, you want all three?
Yes.
Like, retweet, comment, and follow us. So you have to do
no
all four
comment.
things. Yeah.
You could just
say
put
hi.
technical file, blip, bloop. We don't care.
That's right. Okay, so what we're giving away is we're giving away issues 55 to 60 of Saga. All the new issue or Saga just came back. We've got issues right here, 6 issues to give away. So we're just going to pick one at random. I think we'll do kind of a randomizer for all the people that like, comment, retweet, and who are following us at the time. We're going to be running the giveaway for 2 weeks.
Correct. So the 21st is when it ends. Next, the Sunday, the 21st.
There you go. So we will, again, we'll be promoting it more than just on this show. We'll be promoting it lots on our Twitter space. So make sure, guys, that you are following us there. We sent out a tweet a couple of days ago, just kind of prepping you. So I'll be sending these out to the winner, 55 to 60 of Saga, to the winner.
I didn't spoil it.
You did not spoil it. Congratulations, Chris.
Yes.
We'll have this is our first giveaway, but we've got another giveaway lined up right afterwards as well. So we're really appreciative to the people who come here and comment every week on our show, and who we have conversations and talk with on Twitter as well.
Yes, the winner will be announced on the show.
Thank you, Eric, for deciding that for us.
No, he's asking.
I know that, but we didn't talk about that. So that's
I just assumed.
Yeah,
After we're going to do that wheel thing?
Yeah, we'll do some kind of randomizer for all the people.
It builds a suspense and stuff when we do the wheel.
That's right. Gets the people going.
Right. It gets the people buzzwords. It gets the people going.
So that's interesting. It ends on the 21st, which will be the first day of the House of the Dragon premiere. So that's exciting too.
Is it that close? Oh, it is that close.
Yeah. So that'll be kind of a cool show as well. Getting amped up for House of the Dragon, and we'll be giving away some comics there as well.
I guess we'll announce the other one that day too, that night.
We'll announce the next giveaway on the day that the giveaway ends.
Fun stuff,
sure.
Because we like
Fun
you guys.
stuff. We love you guys. You guys are the best.
Oh, I think Eric just titled the episode too.
He's laying out all the parameters.
I like that, the one with the win.
Eric, you're helping us out. Thank you so much. So yeah, that and of course, guys, on September the 2nd, Lord of the Rings, Rings of Power, is coming out. And just a refresher, Chris, you got that little graphic you want to play, that little video? Can you make it happen?
Maybe.
Man, that song hits you like a slap on the face.
It's much louder than I remembered.
So it was louder than the last time. Anyway, so Elves, Hobbits, and Potatoes, audio only podcast. Well, we will be covering the entirety of Rings of Power episode by episode, week by week. So make sure you, again, guys, you're following us wherever you get your podcasts.
I'm sorry. I don't even know why it was so loud.
I picture Gollum saying that. Isn't Gollum or the son or something? He's lying. He's all squirmy or something. I can't remember. And he's screaming or something. My ears or my skin or my eyes or something.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Just the Gollum voice that Cookie put there. I like that. Yeah. So guys, Elves, Hobbits, and Potatoes, audio only podcast, where we'll be covering Rings of Power. You can look for that coming up the first week of September.
Really excited about that too.
Well, it's interesting, Chris. We talked about this, and we're excited about the show, but the trailers for the show, they're not doing it for us. They're not getting us excited.
Well,
I sent you a little while ago, like a featurette kind of a thing, little behind the scenes thing. It's tough because I'm so excited for the show. I couldn't be more excited, but the marketing material, it's not helping me very much. Everyone,
this wins.
Yeah.
I really don't know why it was so loud. I'm sorry. I thought it was just.
We're gonna have to turn it down for the audio one.
Yeah, we're gonna have to figure that one out. But the trailers are working for me. It's just something about them. I think it's the comparison to Game of Thrones is the issue.
I know.
It's like we watch those trailers and they look glorious to me. I think they look really cool. But then we watch the Game of Thrones and there's something about it. I think it's a familiarity thing. Because the characters in the Game of Thrones trailer feel like we already know them in a way.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Right. We don't know anything about them, but I agree with you.
But then you watch Lord of the Rings, these are all new characters basically. So there's not like an attachment there. It's not a bad thing. But that's kind of, maybe that's what it is. I don't know.
I know, and it's an interesting thing, and I'm actually writing something now for the GWW that I write some stuff for about not comparing the two together.
Yeah.
Because I talked about this, and it's going to be so hard, and it's going to be all over the internet where people are saying, well, it's not Game of Thrones. This isn't like Game of Thrones. And it's not going to help that they released 2 weeks apart.
Right.
House of the Dragons on the 21st of August, and then Rings of Power on the September 2nd. It doesn't help at all that they're so close together. But again, you get this thing in your head, just like I was talking about with Paper Girls, where all you're going to think about, I hope to not watch Rings of Power and be like, well, Game of Thrones does dragons better. Oh, Game of Thrones does sword play better. I don't want that. Or the political stuff, like the political nature of each show. I'm like, I don't want to do that. I'm going to try really hard to do that, but the studios aren't helping us by releasing them so close together. No. It would have been interesting if House of the Dragon released in February and Rings of Power is releasing now. If they were farther apart, I'm not sure if that would have helped.
Yeah, but to be fair, I do like having both flavors.
Sure. And that's exactly what I'm writing about. Is that they're two completely different sides of the fantasy world, as far as I'm concerned.
And we'll have Interview with the Vampires. That's a third side.
It's all coming together, Chris.
Right, it's all coming together. No, though, really, I'm kind of. I know we're going to compare them. It's inevitable, but I hope that the conversation about them is not. Vicious, I guess is the word to say.
I agree that
I would hope
no vicious nature needs to happen.
Yeah, I mean, we could all like each show or both shows. It doesn't matter. And maybe one will be better than the other. We'll see. But Lord of the Rings is the one I'm mostly sold on, of course. It's Lord of the Rings. I just wish that something in the trailer worked better.
I agree with you. It's interesting. I think I sent you the behind the scenes for Rings of Power. And I think it was a couple days ago where House of the Dragon had a behind the scenes kind of thing with George R.R. Martin kind of talking about who these people are, who Hightower is and who the Targaryens and where they came from and all that kind of stuff. I thought that was really interesting, kind of giving a little preface to who these characters are because we don't know them. And it'll be interesting how they introduce us to them. It was interesting how they introduced us to them in the original Game of Thrones. And how they introduce them in this aspect as well. Really excited for both shows. Couldn't be more excited.
Either way, it's going to be a good time. We got 2 cool shows coming.
Yep. I couldn't agree more. I think that's it, Chris. Anything else you want to talk about before we get into here?
No. Just fans be good to each other. That's all.
I agree.
Be good to each other. That's all I got.
All right. Hit us up with some plugs then, Chris.
Okay. You guys can follow me on Twitter at thatChris70. But of course, I would prefer you guys follow the podcast at Geek of the Geeks. Also, keep an eye out for the Multiverse of Musing podcast. I did an episode talking about Buffy the Vampire Slayer on there. That's going to be pretty fun.
Like the TV show?
We covered mostly we covered the book, the Buffy 97 book, and we also talked about the series itself. Kind of like a retrospective sort of thing, sort of.
Awesome. You can follow me at Emmet Davis 7, but make sure, like Chris said, you're following Gathering of Geeks on Twitter. That's where that giveaway is going to happen. So make sure you hit us up there. Gathering of the Geeks is available on YouTube and wherever you get your podcast. Just search Gathering of the Geeks, and you will find us. Just want to give a shout out again and a happy birthday to Lauren. Chris and I were on the Friendly Neighborhood Comic Show this afternoon. Make sure you scroll up a little bit. You'll find that account right there. You can click on it and go right to the YouTube page. Make sure you subscribe and like that video and maybe comment on it and let us know how we did on there. So again, Lauren, thanks so much and happy birthday. Thanks to Grabs, Nick, Zeddy, Eric, Cookie, Lauren, Phil, Walsh, Bolly Rock was in the comments as well. You guys are great as always. We will talk to you next week. In saying all that, for Chris, I'm Emmet, and we gather on Sundays.
Latest, Gators.